Hello and welcome, I'm Johnny and you want to deploy your SvelteKit app. And this is going to be a short episode as we don't need to write any extra code if we deploy to Vercel. Works the same with the skeleton app we can initialize with the wizard, the demo app which has multiple HTML and API routes, or the next SaaS unicorn startup you've been building on the side for months. The point is, we don't need to touch any config, no Svelte config, no Vercel JSON, no nothing. SvelteKit will now auto-detect Vercel as an adapter and do all the work for us behind the scenes. Let's go through it together. Again, it doesn't matter what our SvelteKit app does, but I've created one with my instructions on how to deploy to Vercel just because I thought it'd be funny. All we need to do is init git version control and commit everything. Then we go over to GitHub and create a new repo. We don't want to initialize it with anything, as we've got all the code we want to push already. So create repository, and then we can copy these commands, go back to our terminal, and paste to link and push all our code to that fresh repo. And all of these things we'd want to do anyway, no matter where we'd be deploying. Tools like Create React App set up version control for you, but I guess the SvelteKit wizard wants to give you the freedom to shoot yourself in the foot and not use version control, or even worse, go with SVN. Alright, kidding aside, next we go to our Vercel dashboard. We do need an account with Vercel for this, but their free tier is very generous and actually usable. People often reach for Heroku, for example, which I do pay for and use for some things myself. But the need to sleep and the cold start time for the free tier are deal breakers for me, especially for a front-end app. So we are in the Vercel dashboard, let's hit New Project, and we get this Import Git repository section. It's got our latest GitHub projects, so the one we just pushed to is at the top, so we don't even need to search, we'll just hit its import button. And in this last screen, we don't need to change anything. It already knows we're doing SvelteKit. There is this section where we add environment variables if our backend code needed API keys to integrate with something like Stripe, SendGrid or Notion, or a Postgres URL to connect to a DB directly. This app needs none of that, so all we need to do is hit deploy. Deployment will take a couple minutes, but we're set up for live. And if you allow for the time paradox, anytime we push code to the main branch, we'll get a production deployment automatically. And as a sweet bonus, whenever we open a pull request, Vercel will deploy that code for us too, to a dedicated preview environment. So we can review it with our own eyeballs before merging, and we can even get our end-to-end test to visit it and validate everything works. That's something companies would literally pay millions for in yearly staff salaries, and we're now getting it for free, both in money and in time. That's nuts, that's awesome, and so is a successful deployment. Woohoo! So let's visit the app to check it out. There's gonna be links to the deployment in the Vercel dashboard and over at GitHub too. And it is indeed all there, including this API route we've written which returns JSON, not HTML. We're done! As always, there is links to the code we worked on and the deployment itself in the video description. Check them out, let me know what you'll be deploying next, and thanks a bunch for watching!